Okay. I still have like red lights and weird shit going on, but it looks like maybe I can say a proper good night to everybody. I don't know if the chat is still going here. Um, we'll see what happens here. We'll have to see, actually. It is now 3:08. Bia says, welcome back, Fitz. Yeah, I had to kill everything. It's funny because I restarted my router. Anyway, it was a problem on my end. So I'm gonna slowly try to. Yeah, I can't let this happen. I have to do my sign out music and all that stuff, and do my you know say my bye bye to everybody and all that stuff, and try to be clever and all that crap. And it, it's it's tricky because I'm like um, oh, okay, okay, good. Thank you, Beer. No, he says, Beer says, you'll never believe this. The PA race is neck and neck. No, I believe that part, but they said that with Trump and Hillary, and it wasn't neck and neck. It was Trump won it like crazy. Okay. Now it looks like I have 7 watching now. I want to say bye bye. Okay. Let me ask Beer the question. Um, when will we find out the result of the? Because I want to watch this shit too. I'm still awake. It's only 3 o'clock in the morning. When will we find out who is the winner? Are they going to drag it out like crazy, or are they going to tell us in a minute? I mean, if it's really neck and neck, I mean, how many percentage points? Because I haven't watched the news. I was trying to figure out how to get everything back on here, and I just pulled up. The chat was still alive, and then Crystal Keys is everyone saying bye bye and all that stuff. And Dick Rendell made a joke. I deleted some messages, which is funny. We like that. We like that stuff on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Okay, it's on Gramps, but if they act stupid, it'll be a few hours. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. No, I just wanted to say for anybody who else is, I am going to sign out. I want to do a proper sign out. You know, I have to play with Doobie Brothers. I can't sign out with the Fat Boys. That's not proper. I'm a professional. But I did want to sign off with saying great conversation with Henry. Um, it was a really great conversation in a complete way. I'll say it that way. It was very complete. And I always like to make this joke about anybody. And I learned this when I was a kid. If you think somebody's lying, you should tell them to write a book. But I wrote a book, and when I wrote my book, I didn't lie. So that's the contradiction, which I love about telling that story. So it's like, oh, so I'm a storyteller, and I like to hear stories. And I tell you, Henry, if you're watching, that was the best story I ever heard. It doesn't mean anything except that it was a story, and we like stories, especially if it's the truth. And we can all tell the truth anyway. At least the people in my room, we all know what the truth is. Okay. I know, Beer, we've been having problems with trying to figure out which Gramps it is. Send us a link of where to go, and then I'll sign out. And we had a good party tonight. It was a good party. It it's full of laughter, full of joy, um, balanced with a little bit of sadness and everything else. And that's the thing that I with the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, we're allowed to uh, speak what's on our mind and all that stuff. Okay, we got the link here now from Beer. Thank you so much, Beer. Beer is always my wingman. Um, we got the link now. That's where I'm going to go to. I'm going to play Doobie Brothers and do a proper sign up from the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. You guys have been fucking great. This is one of my best shows ever. Um, and we're going to go and check out what's going on in Pennsylvania. Thank you so much. I'll say bye bye from Vienna now. Thank you for enjoying the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Okay. Dick is going to leave him with a funny joke. He says, "Start talking. You are losing your audience." Correct. He also says, "Wow, Isabel is being cool tonight." Correct. I said, "It's okay. It's time for me to move." But Dick Rendell has a final joke. He says, "I'm moving into drunk position. You and JB can fight for the drunkest position." No, I think the drunkest position. I don't know. No comment. You heard my show, so I know where the drunkest position is. But what a great show it was tonight, and sorry I had some technical difficulties on my side of the end of the planet. But it was a great show, and I'm going to slowly wind down. If Kurt was here, I would do beatbox, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. For a second there, I thought, did I get banned because I played fucking Fat Boys? I was like, holy fucking shit, man! I got banned for playing Fat Boys. Then I had to and Isabella lost connection too, so I was like, okay. So I restarted everything, and so it was a problem on the end of Vienna. For some reason, we had to restart everything, and then everything came back on, and so we're back on. Rifle says, laughing out loud. These are the things we like on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Laughter is better than well, I don't know. Crying is okay too. I always was taught that it's better out than in. If you keep it in, you get cancer and you die fucking young. If you let it out, doesn't matter if it's laughter or tears. You let it out. You let it out. You let it out. It's like a zit. You don't have to like push it out. Girls like to pop zits. Okay, it's not like you gotta pop a zit. No, oh shit! Look at my leg. Oh, I got a zit. You look at it and you go, oh, that's stress, and it releases, and you can watch it, and sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's painful, and you let it out. You let it out. Dick Rendell says a solar storm tonight. Internet might be interrupted. Well, that's what we had, because I restarted my internet before I went on the show, like hours before I went on the show, just to make sure that everything was all like hokey dokey, and I fucking did all that shit, and everything was green light. And then all of a sudden, I got shut down, and I was like, for playing the Fat Boys? I'm like, there's no fucking way. Henry says, laugh to keep from crying. Correct. I always say smoke to keep from crying, but laughter and smoking both work. You got it, sir, says Henry. The smoking works, laughing works, laughing. Dick says, big corona, mass ejection tonight. Big corona. Corona makes me think of a couple of things. Ejection. Big corona ejection tonight. That's cool. Anybody with a telescope who's still watching, it looks like my numbers are going up, which is weird. Dick says, hey, you better talk, or nobody wants to hear the Doobie Brothers. He says, you better fucking talk, or you're going to lose your show. No, but Isabella's being really, really nice, but I said I was going to try to figure this shit out, and I am going to sign down. But I will find you guys over at Gramps. Dick Rendell and Henry, you guys can read what she just wrote, and Stephanie's back in the house. You guys have a couple of things in common, and so do I. And I know about loss, and loss is I already welled up earlier, so I don't have to go into this. But I think most of the people who are, and this is a subject that showed up earlier on the show, but you may be blessed and gifted or whatever from God, but if you want to see, then God will take away your eyes. If you want to hear, God will take away your ears. And God has a plan. It's really interesting how does a normal person make sense of this? So then when you try to make sense of it, you realize that I don't want to use the word abnormal, because that has a negative connotation, but if you read it in the dictionary, abnormal means special. So it's like, okay, you have the opportunity that most people don't have. If you're given an opportunity, you're abnormal. So, I have an opportunity. Abnormal, negative connotation. Opportunity, opportunist. Okay, wow. Maybe there's a chance for me to see the light. Light means understanding. Okay. So, and when we accept that God has given this to us, instead of fighting it with stress or with, I think the word, it always comes down to stress. It's like to try to, why would someone try to fight, for example, now I'm making a half joke. Okay, so it's like the brand new Trump wall was going to come up in San Diego. So, okay. And I like the fact that they had the cylinder stuff on top. And I thought to myself, that's pretty cool because you can't like do like the no, excuse me, Batman or Spider-Man trick. Well, Spider-Man can do go over anything. Superman can jump over it in a second. But the Batman trick with the hooks and like the climber trick, that one doesn't work because of the cylinders that they have on the top. Rifle says, it's faith, sir. Correct. Faith. Faith. Now, I could talk about this forever. I can talk about faith. I'm not religious at all. I really don't like religion. I find it weird. There's too many rules for me. I'm a hippie punk. But I have my own relationship with God. I met Jesus. A lot of my Christian friends don't believe me. The other ones tell me, you actually saw him? I said, yep. You know, Stephanie, um, this room is a room to cheer up people. And I know I make a lot of jokes and stuff like that, but I also have um, I'll read what Dick says. You're a good-hearted person. I also, no, look, I wish I could make this shit up. I'd be a brilliant writer if I could make this up. My first book is just me talking, and I talk from the heart, and a little bit of head, because head is a memory, but I try to put some heart into it, and but it's all true stories, and that's what I do with this show. It's just I'm not trying to sell my book really. Beer likes to make the joke. He's like, "Hey man, fucking, my daughter needs braces. Not yet, in a couple of years." So think about it. But it definitely, I'm not really trying to sell my book. It's like um, I like being myself, and I'm very open-minded, and I don't care if it's somebody on one spectrum and then somebody else on the other spectrum, and then there's a lot of different stuff in the middle. Look, I'm a music theory guy, so it's like I understand about how to put notes together and frequencies and all that stuff, and I studied that crap forever. So I'm like I'm a musical theory, how to balance them together. I like mathematics, and so I'm a little bit like that. But there's a side of me that has been through the highs and the highs and the lows and the lows. My mother always told me try to stay in the middle, and I told my mom I can't because if I wouldn't call myself a surfer, but I like body surfing, and I saw the pictures of Obama on the David Letterman show. He did the interview with Obama, which I was kind of like, and Obama asked, he was asked a really, really good question from Letterman, and then Obama dodged it. He was talking about the crime rate in Chicago. He says, "Hey, how come you didn't fix it?" And then Obama dodged it, totally dodged it, and then Letterman never did a follow up. And I thought to myself, this is fucking bullshit. And then I realized, okay, so Letterman's, and I kind of do the same thing too, but Letterman's, he's like, oh, I'll stay in the middle. And that's what my mom was talking about. She says, try to stay in the middle. So it's like the song from Rage Against the Machine, Know Your Enemy, which means, okay, so I understand what I believe, and I understand the opposite of what I believe. And if I can be a mediator, then I can stay in the middle. And I think that's the hard challenge about staying in the middle because there's a famous song from Billy Joel, I go to extremes. I think he's talking about being bipolar. And I'm not bipolar, but sometimes I get really excited and sometimes I get really depressed. But it doesn't happen like in a day-to-day fashion. It happens like in a maybe, I don't know, quarterly. It's like I have to get my quarterly checkup. Hey, Blackie, how you feeling? A little bit depressed, but I'm okay. And then next quarter they say, hey, Blackie, how you feeling? I say, I feel like I'm in a good mood, but I'm not like super fucking happy. And that's what my mother taught me. Try to stay in the middle. Doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. Dick Rendell says, I'm falling in love with all the Texas women here. Correct. Fucking A. Now we always have a what this is my goal is to have 50% women and 50% guys who come up to my show, and usually the 50% of the women are like most of them are from fucking Texas, and I love that. Texas girls understand boys from Boston. Okay, I'm just a fucking boys from Boston, and I can talk to the Texas girls, and Texas girls can talk to me. We know Deborah. Texas girls are okay with us, man. I'm from Boston. I don't know. Everybody else is Dick Rendell's from Washington. Washington. From East Coast to the West Coast. We love Texas. No, that much is true. That much is true. Okay, I wouldn't say that sounds like a stereotype a little bit. A little bit. I don't want to sound like um, it's like saying, "Oh, the great state of Missouri, the great state of New Mexico, the great state." But on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, girls from Texas like my show. So I say hats off, or you can say cowgirls hats off. But for some reason, girls in Texas understand guys from Boston. So there ain't that much different between of us because we're just smart, normal people. Doesn't matter where we were born. No offense for California. Never met anybody from California that I really got into the same level with. But Texas, I get it. Louisiana, I get it. Florida, I get it. I lived in Florida for 8 years. I get it. Georgia, I never figured out. Kentucky, I get it. Virginia, I get it. North Carolina, I love North Carolina. I get it. I totally get it. I got connections. I got a lot of friends from around America. And I have friends before the show. I have friends from Texas as well. And it's weird to hear that story about Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is supposed to be the city of music in America. Austin, Texas is supposed to be like the liberal capital of Texas. And Austin, Texas is supposed to be like super safe city. And now there's some fucking deranged person dropping off bombs for some reason at locations which the police haven't figured out how to make a connection. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Denise is in the house. What's up, Denise? So I haven't looked at the chat for like fucking 10 minutes. This is like an after show. I lost connection and I came back and the chat was still on, which is one of the things we like about YouTube. But for some reason, I think Isabel lost her connection. I lost my connection, so we have a problem with here in Vienna. So it has nothing to do with any conspiracy theory. We love YouTube because you can still fucking hear me. Denise says hi to everybody and hi to me, and that's great. Kush is in the house. Hey, Kush, 420. Sweet. Welcome back to the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. I'm breaking the rules tonight because Isabel's in a good mood and she said, hey, it's okay. You can go a little bit later. But I am going to sign out pretty quick. But it's great to get all these last people in the last minute. I figured out the trick how to get more than 100 people watching me a night. Stay on long. And talk to as many people as possible. I had some great interviews tonight. And Kush, you're invited as well. All the new people that I see coming. But Rescue was live tonight. That was great. Okay. Everybody knows that Henry. That was the second time Henry was on. The first time where he could really speak. The first time he came on, he was fucking hammered, super hammered, and couldn't get a word out edgewise. Tonight he told a story that would make me more popular than Oprah Winfrey. But Henry was another star on tonight's show, and Dick Rendell is one of my big stars. He shows up like all the time. Whenever he's like, "Oh shit, Blackie can't get anybody on, and then Dick calls me. This is good. So once you become a star on my show, you're allowed to call me. If it looks like I'm treading water, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucked up right now. I need someone to call me at the top of my hour. I always say, hey, give me a call. So I bullshit for the first 30 minutes, and then I like to take phone calls. This is part for all the new people here. This is part of the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Is we take live calls, and when the conversation is going good, and we can go, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And we like to read the chats together while we have interviews here. And we like to hear people from all around the world. I'll say it again. Blackie Fitzpatrick is going to be live on Gorf. He's going to interview me and Ben Arson on Friday night after my show. Take an hour break. And then Gorf is going to have us on. That's pretty cool. I'm going to be calling up Tokyo. And I'm going to be this is in the next week. I'm not going to do this every day. It's hard to get these people to say yes. And Gorf doesn't say yes every day. He's only on once a week. And then I'm going to be calling Singapore. And Kurt says, I've never been to Texas. Guess what, Kurt? When you watch the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, you actually feel it. I feel like I'm in Texas. I'm like, damn, this is so cool. How many girlfriends? And they all said it's okay. I can say girlfriends. They like the word cowgirl. They like the word cowboy. They like cowboys. They like. They have no problem with me saying girlfriend. I talked. At least there's like fucking four gals that I know from Texas that like to call me up on the show, and we like that stuff. I mean, I don't care. You can call me from fucking Rhode Island. I don't really. That I'm making a joke. The largest state in the 48s, and the smallest one, Rhode Island. I'm sure that Dick Rendell got the joke. I don't care if you call me from Rhode Island. I don't give a flying fuck. I'll talk to New Mexico. I'll talk to fucking anywhere. And I think that's one of the cool aspects of this show, is getting like a real global audience. And I don't know, maybe there's a lot of other, I'm sure I'm not the first guy who thought of this, but it's like to be able to talk to like different time zones around the whole planet, and I get everybody to talk for 5 minutes, and maybe I'll turn into like a Rush Limbaugh thing. I'll go for 3 hours a night. I don't know, how bored would that be? But if you can talk to like somebody from, Costa Rica, somebody from Brazil, maybe Rio de Janeiro, I don't know, go all the way down to the South Pole, that would be cool. Talk to somebody from the North Pole. That would be fucking super, super fucking cool. Sorry. There is no McDonald's here. There is no station. Nobody's here. We're all by ourselves, but there's a pole here. It's funny, but the South Pole is quite sorted, and they've got a lot of different places. And I'd love if somebody could go to like Ushuaia and fucking take a boat, go down to the nearest station. I think they have like two. And whatever, find the one, depending on the weather. Find somebody, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, I'm sorry. I go on a rant right now. I'm not reading anything. But it's still have a good crowd here. It's amazing. Look, JB, yeah, he's out for the count today. And it looks like we're all still waiting for Pennsylvania. But I'm glad that you could hang out with the Blackie Fitzpatrick show for a little bit. This is a closing call. Oh, hold on a second. Rifle says, I'll call. Do you want to call again? Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to open up my Google Chats. And anybody who's watching, if they want to call me, I'll give them a couple of minutes. I should slowly sign down. Because I actually have some work to do tomorrow. And I know my girlfriend does too. But I can take a final 5 minutes and then really close out the show. I'm done in 10 minutes. Okay. So my Hangouts is open. This is the problem sometimes when I'm missing things and I'm not reading all the scripts and all that stuff. Dick Renetta says my Blackie list is Antarctica. No, I would love to talk to the South Pole. I have to call a couple of people. You probably have more friends. Who knows somebody from the who's actually stationed there? It's not that many people that are down there in the South Pole. And if I could get somebody on my show, I tell you, man, I might become famous in the underground. The first guy who fucking interviewed somebody from the South Pole on fucking underground TV station bullshit. That would be really funny, actually. I kind of like that. Beer says, Kurtz, if Fitz lets us, let's do a drunk and drunker live chat with him one day. No, set it up, guys. Set it up. They're trying to beat my fucking ass, man. Trust me, I mean, I can call Krista Keith right now. She's gonna beat everybody. She's from Texas. I love talking to her. I made a joke last night. I was like, are you cleaning up your living room because I hear a lot of noise? And she said, no, I'm just fixing myself a drink. And I was like, damn, was it gin and tonic with extra ice cubes? Because we were hearing clink, 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 clink. Okay. So nobody's gonna call me. Okay, then I'm gonna really do a real sign up. But Isabel's in a good mood. For anybody who missed yesterday's show, I gave by request because there's an expression: when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And Isabella decided that she wanted to be a student of singing, and she asked me to give her singing lessons. And I says, I've been teaching music for 30 years, so I am overqualified. And so we had our first singing lesson yesterday, and we started with simple. I'm not going to bore you with the lesson, but I brought her to level 4 in about 45-minute period. And sometimes people get stuck at level 1. I'm talking about a beginner's lesson, right? There's 10 levels, and she was really quick. What? And I'm like, damn. So for her first beginner's lesson, she gets an A+. I was like, damn. That's good. Not bad for being over 50. Okay. No, nobody. I have to come up with what's the trademark? Last words. Who wants to have the last words on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show? Should I call you back up, Deborah? Last words. When I say last words, I mean 1 minute. Who wants 1 minute to say bye-bye together with me? Dick Rendell, you have the last minutes on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, did Norman leave yet?
I don't know.
Let's just hold it. Make sure.
I have no idea. Okay, last 60 is you are the first one to do this segment. You're the last person to have 60 seconds together with me, and I'm going to sign out the show.
Well, I've actually thought about going down to Antarctica and working down there. I can get the clearance.
I remember seeing about Ushuaia, and I know you know where Ushuaia is, and that's like the last. Oh. That's the last point to be able to get to South Pole.
Maybe.
That means 95% of the time.
That means when the prop planes can fly in and out. Yeah. You know that.
No, I know you can get to Ushuaia. To the South Pole from the Indian Ocean if you wanted to, but normally people go to Ushuaia.
Yeah, well, why would you do that when you can fly down from Australia?
Yeah, are there direct flights from Australia to the South Pole?
Yeah, there's military bases over in Australia. We still have them, even from World War II.
Oh, okay. So you know more. See, I'm not an expert at Asia at all. I'll be honest, as obviously everybody else knows. But in North America and South America, from the Americas, if we actually want to go to South Pole, the first place we think about is Ushuaia.
Yeah, but there's places in Argentina, and there's places in Australia, and there's places all over the world to fly into Australia. But I mean, Antarctica. But the problem is that you have to watch the weather. You have to use props.
Correct. Yeah.
It's the same reason why the Russians use prop planes instead of jets. They have, they're jet assisted. The Bear planes, the bombers.
Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't use jets exclusively even today because a prop plane can fly in colder weather than a jet. The fuel freezes up on jets, no matter what you do with them.
Well, I know that all I know from working at Logan International Airport in Boston was that they have de-icer, but I think that's only for the wings. That's not for the engine. Or is it for the engines too? De-icer.
Well, no, they heat the tanks